Hi, welcome to part 1 of Cheap and Easy Demos Recorded on Your Computer, an instructional video about the easy way to record the songs that you're writing. This process will require you to have 4 different things. 1 is a computer, which you obviously have if you're watching this. 2 is an audio input. A lot of computers have these built in to the hardware. Also, if you don't have one built in, they're very inexpensive to buy. The 3rd thing is a song. For instructions on songwriting or tips, see other Axis videos. And the last thing are some headphones. Any kind will really do. The first thing you'll need in addition to those 4 things, so I guess I lied about just needing 4 things, you'll be able to get online. It's called a DAW or DAW, and DAW stands for Digital Audio Workstation, and it refers to the software you can use to capture sound onto your computer. And there are many different kinds of DAWs in the world. We'll be using Audacity because it's free. You can go online and download Audacity. To download Audacity, go to http://audacity.sourceforge.net. From there you can click on the Download tab, choose your operating system, Windows or OS X or Linux if you're really a geek, and download Audacity for your operating system. Once you've downloaded the compressed install file for Audacity, follow the instructions for installation. Once you've finished, click on the Audacity icon to start the program. Audacity has the ability to multi-track record, which means you can record different voices onto separate individual tracks. To do this, first click on the Tracks menu and choose New, Add New, and Audio Track. You'll see now you have space to put your audio. On each track you'll see some different buttons and some different sliders. The mute button controls whether or not you're going to play this audio. So you can mute audio and everything else will play except for this track. You can also solo the audio. Press the solo button and it will play only the audio on this track. You also see a slider that has a plus at one end and the minus on another end. Slide it. This is your gain slider. To increase the volume, move it over to plus. To decrease the volume, move it over to minus. You'll also see a slider that has an L and an R. That is for your panning, and panning refers to what direction the sound goes in a stereo mix. If you want it to go to the right, move the slider to R. If you want it to go to the left, move the slider to the left. So the first thing you want to do is go to the Preferences menu in Audacity and see if you're using the correct playback and recording devices. If you have an audio input device like a microphone that's external, you want to make sure that that is selected under the recording menu and that you're playing it out your speakers. You also want to make sure you have selected Play Other Tracks while recording a new one. That's so you can hear what you've already recorded while trying to record a new track. Alright, let's get started recording some audio into Audacity. The first thing we're going to do is generate a click track. This is a metronome, help to use keep things in tempo. So you go to the Generate menu and you click on Click Track. You'll have a choice of tempo and beats per minute, and also you can choose the beats per measure and the number of measures. I'm just going to go with the default here and 120, and you see that I have a nice steady tempo to which I can record. Alright, I'm just going to record some claps and snaps to see how loud my input device is right now. So literally all I have to do is click on the record button and it'll start recording my claps. Okay, press spacebar to stop recording. Press spacebar again and I'll hear what I recorded. Now, if your audio level is too soft, which means this part's small, or too loud, which means it's too big, you can adjust the audio level with this slider right here. Plus is obviously louder, minus is obviously softer. That looks good for me. Over that, I'm going to record some snaps. So literally all I have to do is press the record button again and it'll start a new track for me to record some snaps. I'm going to turn up the volume just a little bit because snaps are generally softer. Okay, press spacebar to stop. Let's listen to what I have so far. Not very beautiful. I'm going to mute the click track and see what it sounds like without the metronome in there. Okay. Looks like my audio levels are doing just fine. I can literally add as few or as many sounds as I want. Now you can imagine this will be much more exciting of an application when I'm actually putting music into it, but you get the idea. Every time you press record, it starts a new track for you to put new sounds onto. Well, thanks for tuning in to part 1 of Cheap and Easy Demo Recording. Stay tuned for more tips on multi-track recording.